Hey, happy Friday. This week I'm at IFA, and there were a ton of really interesting new gadgets from stair-climbing robot vacuums to white ThinkPads and more. There was so much cool stuff, in fact, that I decided to make a special episode focusing on just this show this week. So welcome to a very IFA Friday. Check out.
This video was sponsored by Bellroy. And disclaimer, none of the other firms that are shown in this video have paid to be mentioned, but I will have some affiliate links for a couple of them. Probably the most interesting combination of announcements this year surprisingly came from Anker, which ranged from simple to completely insane. You probably know them for their chargers and stuff, and indeed on the simple end they had some pretty usual updates there. This includes the Prime wireless charging station, which finally brings Qi 2.2 to the masses. That's the new 25-watt magnetic wireless charging stand, and it should be compatible with iPhones and the new Pixel 10 Pro XL for 25-watt charging. And also kind of boring but practical is that Anker now has a Prime charger that can output 160 watts over 3 USB-C ports on a charger that's also somehow 43% smaller than Apple's regular 140-watt MacBook Pro charger. It's not cheap at 130 euros, but really powerful and compact. Then a little less conventional was the company's new Eufy RoboVac Omni S2, which as its main party trick can dispense 3 types of perfume to make various rooms smell good while it cleans. They call this aromatherapy, and you can put 3 little pods in the vacuum for it. I think some people would really like this, even if at 1,600 euros, it's pretty pricey. But if you're wondering, I'm giving you European prices because this is a show in Germany, so many of the prices I got were in euros. Anyway, moving squarely into the crazy department, we have the Nebula X1 Pro, which is basically a party speaker that you can carry around with you in a suitcase, except there's also a gigantic laser projector in it, plus you can also take out 4 speakers and distribute them to create a wireless Dolby Atmos surround sound system that automatically sets itself up and also correctly adjusts things based on where you put them. Oh, and on top there's even microphones for karaoke. This allows you to carry around a whole outdoor cinema with like a 300-inch image with you, which is pretty bonkers. There's no pricing or availability on this just yet, but they hinted at this costing somewhere in the neighborhood of $4,000-ish. Wow. Anyway, and perhaps the most futuristic announcement of the bunch was the Eufy Marswalker. This is a little extra housing that your robot vacuum can drive into, and then the Marswalker itself has legs and a little grippy thing that can carry your vacuum up and down stairs so it can vacuum on multiple floors. That's pretty cool, though this is only a prototype for now and there's no price or availability just yet. And to bring us back to reality a little bit, Anker also showed off the Solix Power Dock. This is kind of like a central controller unit that allows you to plug 4 of these things, which they call solar banks, into it, which can each have up to 3 batteries in them, and then all of that can combine to a single system that can scale flexibly, kind of like a Lego system, and you can upgrade or downgrade to as many panels or batteries as you wish, more or less. Cool. Moving on from Anker, we arrived to their competitor, Aukey, who had a completely different take on the new 25-watt Qi wireless charging standard, and their take houses 3 little orbs. Each one magnetically attaches and charges on a base, and then each orb contains a battery of its own, which can also magnetically charge another device. Sadly, the demo units that we saw got insanely hot on the bottom, so I'm a little bit worried about the efficiency and the longevity here. Anyway, then we move on to Lenovo, who brought us the first ever white ThinkPad. Specifically, this is the X9 Aura edition, which is the high-end, fancy, Intel-based thin and light kind of ultrabook, and I can't decide if I like this color or not. What do you think? And next, Lenovo always loves a good concept device, and for that we got the ThinkBook Vertiflex concept this week, which is a 14-inch screen that can rotate. As usual, these are mostly just for fun, but Lenovo is always surprisingly serious about these concepts, so there's that. And second, something that we first saw at CES but is actually going on sale now is the 2nd generation Lenovo Legion Go 8.8 inch. This is a proper high-end take on the handheld gaming category with $1,000-ish price tag to match. It features a massive 8.8-inch OLED display that's also 144Hz with variable refresh rate. You of course get the detachable controllers, which are pretty ergonomic and also backwards compatible with their predecessor. On the back of the device there's also a kickstand. You can get up to an AMD Ryzen Z2 Extreme chip, and the whole thing runs on Windows 11, with a product manager telling me that it will probably be possible to put it into Xbox mode whenever that becomes available. This thing is a real spec monster. Moving on, Lifen was also present at IFA, and they announced 2 new electric shavers for people who wish their everyday gadgets looked like designer objects. The smaller T1 Pro comes either with a head for a close shave or one for longer beards. Meanwhile, the larger and more powerful P3 Pro with its exposed copper coils and larger head is designed if you want a more thorough shave. And by the way, these devices cost $130 to $180. I have no idea if these actually shave well, but the fact that they charge with USB-C is enough on its own to get me at least a little bit excited for them. And then Samsung was also present, and we got a few interesting new updates. Starting with tablets, there's now a new Tab S11 and a Tab S11 Ultra. The Ultra boosts a new generation of the anti-reflective glass that we've already seen on its predecessor and also on the Galaxy S25 Ultra, and it supposedly looks even better than last year. I really liked how it cut down on the distracting glare in person. And on both tablet models, you also get a new DeX mode, which now has two new tricks. One is the addition of virtual desktops, so your tablet can feel more like a real PC. And second is the fact that you can now switch between this sort of free window DeX mode and the full screen mode just by swiping an app to and from the top of your window, kind of like you would do on Windows. There's no more need to switch in and out of DeX mode, it all just happens automatically. Nice. In addition, there are small updates like a slightly faster MediaTek Dimensity 9400 Plus chip, and the tablets also got a little bit thinner and lighter while also getting a slightly bigger battery. Nice. The same is true for the Galaxy S25 FE, by the way, which is Samsung's new budget flagship and which also got a whopping 23 grams lighter, while also having its battery size increased by 200 mAh and its charging speed increased from 25 to 45 watts. I know that phones getting thinner and lighter is not usually popular with us tech nerds, including with me, but I think if a company can do that while also making the battery and the charging better, I'm all for it. And beside that, there are also very small iterative changes again, like slimmer bezels, a new 12-megapixel selfie camera, and an Exynos 2400 chip instead of the Exynos 2400E. None of that will blow you away, and the launching price of €789 is fine, I guess. And last for Samsung, I also wanted to highlight something called the Moving Style. This is a portable touchscreen smart TV which comes with its own battery. You can either make it stand by itself using a kickstand, or you can also place it on a stand where it can actually swivel around between horizontal and vertical layouts. Looks pretty fun, although sadly the devices I saw appear to have some extremely cheap panels with image quality that isn't gonna blow anyone away, so this is really all about mobility rather than anything else. And next on our list is Acer, where my first highlight includes a laptop that they showed off inside a glass box that proudly said that it supported Intel's next-generation processor codenamed Panther Lake. That is an unreleased generation of processors and nobody was allowed to touch the laptop, but I guess that means the chip is coming soon. Cool. And meanwhile, the company also released new tablets in the form of the Iconia X12 and the X14, which are interesting because they have OLED screens starting at just $320, in addition to designs and accessories that you'd actually expect to see on much more expensive models. Especially the X12 looked way better than what its price implied, though the catch with both devices is that they use ultra low-end chips, and especially on the 14-inch version, they used a bizarre 12nm really outdated chip from Allwinner of all companies. Not a great sign. And then as a wildcard, how about a hydrogen-powered stove from Bosch? Yeah, hydrogen in your kitchen. You know, if natural gas was somehow not enough of an explosive hazard for you, why not have an appliance that needs a pressurized container full of explosives right in your kitchen? Makes sense. Now this week I visited about 10 to 15 events and hauled a ton of gear around to get you good footage. And I did all of that using my favorite bags from my sponsor Bellroy. Specifically, when I need to carry many big, heavy things, I like to take my Transit Backpack Plus, which is built for bulk in a typically thoughtful way that Bellroy products usually are. The whole front side opens up with a single zipper, so you can actually lay the bag flat and access all of your items individually without having to dig around. You get a super sturdy and comfortable backrest combined with very robust and comfortable straps, plus a magnetic sternum strap that I really enjoy using, and all of this combines the backpack that lets me carry more than 10 kilos on my back comfortably for a whole day. There are a ton of clever little pockets, from the signature Bellroy hidden AirTag slot to the soft-lined pocket for your glasses and sunglasses, and too many others for me to list. I also really like keeping my smaller tech items in their brilliant tech organizer called the Tech Kit that is full of elastic straps, magnetic dividers, and so on, so everything stays in place, safe and easy to find. Now, fun fact, the Transit Backpack Plus I'm showing you can't actually be bought anymore, and that's because I've been using mine for so long that it's actually been replaced by now with new and updated styles. Longevity is one of Bellroy's big focus areas, and so they were happy enough to let me show you these items that have held up incredibly well over the years for me. Newer versions with slight tweaks and improvements are available, of course, but I'll be happy to keep using mine for years to come. Bellroy offers really long warranties, like in the case of backpacks it's 6 years, and their products are very obviously not only built to last, but also built to be sustainable in the first place. This means, for example, using recycled materials like industrial nylon cutoffs, which are then reworked into the fantastic, durable, and often waterproof surfaces that you see on their products. I've now been using a small and a big Bellroy backpack, a sling, a wallet, and a tech kit regularly, some of them for I think multiple years now, and all of them have held up extremely well. well. Bellroy is also a certified B Corp, so you can rest assured that they're working hard on being sustainable. And using my link in the description, you can get a 10% discount on any of their products, so check them out. I hope you find something good, and I'll see you in the next episode.